a long time since I posted anything on YouTube recently, and yeah, I'm basically sorry that I haven't posted anything on YouTube because life has been hitting me really hard and school has been making me more busier than ever, and I'm home alone right now, so this is one of the only times I could post, and I just recently finished my exams. All right, so getting on the video, I can't the reason why I'm filming Minecraft right now is that I I want to also talk while also talk about my world building project while also build my map in Minecraft. Basically, they're not my world building project and Minecraft. They're not like the same. Basically, they're not how do you say? I forgot the word, but basically they're not connected. Yeah, connected. So basically, I've been working on this sci-fi world building project, which is, as if you already haven't known, my sci-fi is my favorite genre. Basically, it's about humanity meeting this in the future. My hypothesis, or my what I think humanity would do in the future, in a more fantastical way. Basically, to make it short, humanity happened to experience a third world war, which they named the Great Third War, or the Great Third World War, or just World War III. Basically, this war destroyed 1/3 of humanity, or maybe 2/3. I don't really know, but I'm going to make it half, maybe. This war was so devastating that it made humanity almost go back to the medieval ages, the dark ages. But by sheer cooperation and determination, they were able to unify and basically, you know, regain some of their technology because at this point, some of the technology, like common technology, like an air fryer, a fridge, or those are just examples. And basically, the common technology you see today, some of them were lost and destroyed just because of how great that war was. And this stunted humanity, basically this kind of stunted humanity is progress, it's not fully, just a little bit, basically. And because of this, they had to recreate some of them, or not, create better or worse versions of them, depending on the region, or depending on how lost that technology was to them. like and so uh an air fryer would be common in our day, but for them an air fryer would be a worser version, maybe a more unstable one. But soon they get the hang of it, basically, because it's literally in the future where they have better technology than our current. And so they basically had have more technological power. And so most of these technologies actually were better than their older versions, and 1/3 of these technologies were worse than their older versions. Now, because of this, their space tech was heavily damaged during this, because there was a war in space on Luna, the moon. And this caused a lot several lost outposts on the moon, basically, which in the future they actually recovered and saw the records of what happened. And what else? And so I'll get into into the soul system exploration thingy. Alright, so they prepared two teams. One team was the Martian team, where they had to go to to Mars, basically, and one team was Luna team, where they had to go to the moon. both of these teams had the same objective, basically, where it is uh, having a stable connection to Earth, like a stable what's it called, radio connection. They were able to do this. This advanced radio was more efficient and more faster than our current, because come on, it's the future. It's the future, because maybe they will invent better technology than us. Yeah, yeah. What am I doing? Anyways, these are called advanced radio network, which is basically what they sound like. And sorry. And on Luna, the moon, they did have some difficulties, but the problem is they were dealing with, moon dust, which is basically very deadly if it's inhaled, or managed to get inside their working stations, or outposts. But this wasn't this wasn't this was a big problem, but they managed to they made some repercussions to negate this. Not like negate it fully, but nearly negate it. That's what I mean. And basically this, and so they were able to do things safe, basically. Using the advanced radio network, they were able to send in what their studies and findings on the moon, especially like studies about maybe exotic materials, if there is any on the moon, or like what's it called again, or like, and basically studying how life could adapt, or like how they could learn how to thrive on the moon using its like bubble shelters, or like bubble colonies. They were studying how to basically try and study how to thrive on the moon, surviving on it, or like even growing plants on its soil. And the Martian team, they had worse. Martian dust was more finer, more abrasive than moon dust, and this caused multiple of their machines to malfunction and basically break down. Now, because of the distance from Mars to the Earth, they had, even though they had the same like advanced radio network, because of the distance to the Earth and the moon and Mars, their radio network were prone to malfunctioning, or even like outright errors. Some of them were even breaking. Some of them were even breaking because of the Martian dust that managed to get in somehow. But as you know, every sacrifice equally rewards a valuable thing, or like equally rewards a gift. They managed to study and find exotic metals from mineral rich rock formations on Mars's surface. These metals have not been found before, and they haven't been studied before until now. And they concluded, or like hypothesized, or even thought that these materials could help them within like space travel, and and improving infrastructure and structural networks, and maybe even building more and bigger and better vehicles, and basically building more bigger and better stuff like buildings, and maybe even super cities, super vehicles, all that kind of stuff. And how they mined this is that they basically used lasers. Now these lasers, they aren't like what you'd expect. These lasers are more like controlled emissions of radiation. Basically, you can't. Basically, this means that you can't see the beam unless like it hits a solid surface. So like you can't visibly see the beam when it's hitting air, but when it's hitting dust or fog or certain conditions, you can see the beam. But it's basically, think of it like a souped up laser dot. Basically, you can see the dot because it hits a solid surface, but you can't see the beam. Oh damn, I'm low on food. But you can't see the beam itself because, well, it has to hit like a solid surface to be visible. And so maybe people will find this boring, but I like to keep my things like real and, you know, realistic. I mean, it's being realistic does not mean it's better, but it's just nice to add, you know. And maybe adding that, it will be more scarier because like you can't even see the beam until it's too late, basically, until the dot has already hit your body, your vehicle, or whatever situation you're in. And these lasers, they were so efficient, they managed to cut through these mineral rich rock somewhat easily. I say somewhat because some of these mineral rich rock were so metal rich that the lasers were, you know, were difficult to cutting those rocks. So it basically proves that these rock formations had valuable metals that could prove to be like, it's called, damn it. Okay, sorry for my grammar, I think, but English is not my first language, right? So cut me some slack. Basically, these minerals, I'm going to name them later, but I want to take this series slow, basically. But because you guys are my only viewers, maybe I think I only have two subscribers or 3, but these minerals, damn, what was I talking about again? Oh yeah. Now, leaving the minerals and stuff away, in the future, I'm going to make like humanity meets like this alien race, basically. But I'm taking it slow. I won't reveal too much spoiler. I'll probably do like drawings of it, or not, like maybe even, you know, videos of it, just like now. Maybe posts are good, but right now that's the lore. Just kidding, I'm not finished. Okay, so humanity, you know how FTL, like in those sci-fi, there's FTL drives and all of that. Well, in my version they're called quantum gates, but they're not named that when humanity was first developing it, right? Because when they were first developing quantum gates, the quantum gate was basically like, what do you call it, prone to malfunctioning. The exotic energy and radiation caused from the 2 points of reality connecting each other were too severe. Ships and their crewmates had several symptoms of radiation, and they died shortly after the few tests they were at. Basically, humanity has had to develop like a sort of way to protect their ships and their crewmates from experiencing this exotic radiation, because how the quantum drive works, or like, no, quantum gates work, is that you basically picture this. It's kind of like wormholes. You know how like two points of space are, shortened and brought in together? Yeah, it's basically just like that. But because it's space, there's like a lot of radiation from the sun, and from the stars and stuff, and it was basically like breaking the laws of reality basically. And it was basically, this radiation was caused because reality was trying to bring those points, heal those uh, partial partial what's it called partial tears in reality basically. It's like tearing a piece of paper just to connect 2 points, and the paper tries to heal itself, but the paper itself is very radioactive, and so when it tries to heal itself, the radiation lashes out everywhere basically. And so the ship, on the outside, the ship was fine. It looked fine, even though some of its electronic systems were failing, and that its like crew was literally dying. It looked fine on the outside basically, but on the inside it was hell, you could say the least, because they were experiencing so much radiation. It killed them in a few days, or not. The shortest record was about a few hours, or like one day. This proved extremely deadly, which is obvious in the first place. I'm getting like paranoia. I'm hearing stuff from the roof. I know it's cats, but like, yeah, basically like that. And so like, but honestly, I don't care. I've been dealing with paranoia for like when I was a kid. I was like home alone most of the time. And okay, getting away from that, my idea is that I want to make this series, like this thing, enjoyable, but also different at the same time. Like different from other what do you call it, sci-fi world building. Yes, it's going to include aliens. Yes, it's going to include super weapons. Yes, it's going to include like battleships, ground warfare, planetary extinction, like even like you know even like when the galaxy first, ancient, extremely ancient species, by the way, and like, yeah, basically like that. You could say it's a combination of Warhammer 40k, Halo, and Star Wars, but in a kid's version. I'm just trying to make this different while also trying to make it enjoyable to read, react maybe, or to basically experience. I want to do something different. Yes, it's still in its prototype. This is just its prototype, so you can leave some suggestions in the comments if you want to. I really like love it when my two only viewers, maybe my only 3 viewers, react or like leave some comments, because I don't really have that much subscribers. I think I need to post more videos often. But another thing, if you haven't noticed, I deleted most of my videos in the past, so you can't like see my past videos. I did that on purpose because I guess I was embarrassed to post those videos. Those were my first videos. I considered them like learning and stuff. Yes, I know I learned from my mistakes from them. What I should done better. All of that. But I had to delete them because, well, basically it wasn't that, that good, right? I don't think you guys would like give like give a damn, or like, you know don't like, mind about it. But I'm just saying that so you guys don't get confused, or like, I'm just clarifying that I did it on purpose. Alright, my account did not get hacked or anything like that. I want to post videos more often, but it's just that I'm a lot more busy than usual. I have private lessons, all of that basically. And so this may be this is one of my videos I recently posted, but because it's my holiday, I could probably post more videos, so you guys would get like a lot of content from me, I guess. And so I think that's it for the video. I know I didn't really do much building, but to clarify what I'm building here, it's just that I'm building like a bunch of maps for me and my friends to play in, and I might do videos on that basically. So this map is a 100 by 100 block cube, and it's my largest creation yet, or not, me and my friend's largest creation yet, because my friend built this while I am building this, because I'm basically building like the surroundings and stuff. He's just building this whatever this is, and I based this on like the pool rooms from the back rooms, but in Minecraft version, in my style. I'm not really good at building. I know some techniques, but they're not really my type of techniques, I guess. And so this is basically like a battery, right? This map is so big that in other maps I would disable like showing players' names, right? But this map is so big, I had to enable it so that players could actually find themselves within these maps and fight. Now originally I was thinking about like adding like a roof over all of this, but I realized, me and my friend realized, after I saw whatever this thing is, we couldn't like have the much time to do that. It will be like hell trying to make a ceiling for this whole thing. And so we left it like this, open air. Honestly, I wanted it to be like an open air area because it will basically take too much build. And let me just show you guys some of my builds. This is, I don't know, city. Oh yeah, Richton town. I'll post about more lore of these builds later. This is my second build, my second build with my friend. This is my build. This is the first thing I built in this world. Basically, it's supposed to be like a pillager abandoned castle, but ever since I built it, I really haven't been playing with it. Honestly, it's like my first time trying. I think I really did not that good. These are like supposed to represent the ghost of the villager victims. Basically, they were hanged. So yeah, basically like that. This I haven't. I kept the reason why it's abandoned on purpose because it has a little bit more mystery. But yeah, this one has like a complicated lore on it. It's so complicated. I think I need to do like a separate video on it. This one is basically just simple. It's supposed to represent like me and my friend's style of the backrooms, pool rooms. back rooms, pool rooms. I mean, if you guys haven't, I'm prone to stuttering, just like now. What the hell? Because it's not my first time posting on YouTube. I've done so past, like I've done other posts. I've posted when I was younger, but those were my first attempts. They weren't very good, and they were basically deleted. Now I think I'm getting better at it. Honestly, I'm starting to see that I'm getting better at managing my time, managing my videos, managing my how my introduction presentation and all of that. And so I'm really extremely grateful that I have viewers or like subscribers, because back then I had none. Alright, those they were only my classmates, and they weren't even watching mine. So like, you know how the phrase goes out, you'd rather have one diamond block rather than eight gold nuggets, I guess. And so yeah, basically it's a tragedy. Damn it, I'm stuttering again. It's a tragedy, honestly. I don't know how to put it, but I call it a tragedy because that was young me. Basically, I was trying to express what I like, and in one like in one comment section, I got clowned for that channel. Basically, I got clowned for my looks and stuff, so I'm not really trustful of revealing how I look like now. But I'll probably do videos with my ski mask, so like you guys could picture what I look like from beneath my ski mask, I mean. And yeah, I'll probably do like maybe podcast, because my friend is also like involved in this basically in this YouTube channel. He wants to get involved, I think. And so yeah, I'm letting his dream come true, I guess. Oh, I won't tell you guys his name because I will respect his boundaries, his identity and stuff. And so like, yeah, basically like that. But all in all, I'm glad that I made another YouTube channel again, because I do feel like more peaceful, more like, how would you say it? More intertwined? No, I don't know. But I just feel like I belong, so I could express my feelings. Not feelings, what the hell? I'm gonna express what I like, my interests, what I'm working on. And so like, I don't really like to keep stuff secret unless it's necessary. So I'm really glad I made this channel, I'm really glad I have I'm really glad I have subscribers, even though they are little. I'm really glad I can post this video, and I'm really glad that recovering from like whatever I'm recovering with. I've been dealing with a infection, but it's getting better. I'm not telling you guys what infection it is. Maybe because like I like to, as I said before, I like to keep things secret unless it's unnecessary. And so yeah. And also, back then I wasn't so sad. I wasn't so like sad. I'm sorry if I'm being edgy or like emo or anything. I'm just trying to express how I feel, right? Back then I was like more happier because I was basically in a better country, right? I was like more joyful, basically. I should have been more grateful at the time I was in that country, because right now my life in this country isn't as good as before. So like, I'm telling you guys this, you guys have to be grateful for whatever it is. Even if your Wi-Fi connection or internet connection is like pretty bad, you guys still have to be grateful that you even have it in the first place, because that wasn't what I did when I was younger. But I'm glad that I'm being more grateful and grateful by the day. I'm glad that I have a family. I'm glad I have, you know, a phone to play with. I'm glad I have friends. I'm glad I can visit my friends. I'm glad I have a car. I have a house to live under. I mean a roof to sleep under. I have an internet so I could post what I'm interested at. I'm glad I have a connection, connection to me, to my friends or my future friends in the internet. And so yeah, you guys basically have to be, grateful for whatever you have, even if it sounds, if it looks bad. Trust me, it will be better. It will be better in the future, guys. Uh, don't be scared to open up to your parents, your teachers, or anyone you're comfortable with, because that's what I would have told to my younger self. Don't feel like, don't be scared to basically open yourself, and don't feel scared to, like, don't feel afraid to ask your parents, your teachers, or your guardian, your friends to do this, do that, something about that. And like, because I've met people who had like problems, all right, and so I had tried advising them to, like, hey, maybe you should talk to your parents, and like say that, yeah, you just talk to them about what you're feeling, what you don't feel good by, maybe like their parents are, you know making their kid like uneasy, scared of them even, and all that. But they said that they don't want to. They feel so scared, and they feel scared that they will cause more problems, and that literally broke my heart. Because imagine this: you're a kid, right? And your parents basically like, do something that you don't like maybe fight often, do something about that, and that you are so scared you can't even share your thoughts on them. And yeah, that basically, like, I feel so bad for that person. No, hold on. I know that, I shouldn't probably be doing this, but I've been keeping like so much problems in like privately. I don't know where to share them with, and so like I'll probably share them with my parents and other stuff. But basically, guys, do not feel scared to, like, talk about it to your guardian, your teacher, your friends, best friends, or anyone in general, basically. But except strangers, though, except strangers. And what else should I say? Oh yeah, guys, if you are dealing with severe, like depression or anything like that, please take a break. Maybe that break could be like a month, a day, or a week, or less, or more. But please never take your own life. Because there are people who still miss you even after you died. There are people who are going to dream of meeting you again one day, and those people are going to be disappointed because they can't meet you, because you've basically, go out go out, basically. What's called suicide, maybe like that. I don't know. Probably shouldn't be talking about this, but I wanted to express myself, what I've learned, and so like to prevent another thing from happening. Yeah. I mean, I know my life has been pretty bad because like I have a pretty bad school system. My school has been like doing a bunch of stuff on me, but just try to adapt, basically, guys. If you're in a environment that you prefer in, that means when you're in an environment you don't prefer in, you will break easily, and that's the worst feeling that probably anyone could ever feel. And so like it's more better to be in an environment you're not like comfortable in. What am I saying? Basically, if you're in an environment you're not comfortable in, that doesn't mean you should be in an environment you're comfortable in, because that same environment could basically make you like, you know, like basically not be able to survive in any other environment. Because I'm glad I was able to survive in my current environment, because I've been basically adapting to other environments all around the world, like in other countries basically. So I'm glad I was able to do that. And so like you may be, hateful of hate hateful or like disliking your environment right now, but later in life, trust me, you'd be like grateful that you were in that environment, because it teached you patience. Not only patience, hold on, not only patience, but adapting and learning from that environment, learning from what you can do better. If you spent your whole life trying to prove yourself, you have no others you have no other resource to improve yourself, basically. I've heard, and just try to be just try to improve yourself. Reflect on what you've done today or yesterday or any other day, and try to learn from what you did, and maybe try to find find a solution to improve yourself, to make yourself better, to make yourself adapt to new places, new areas, new outcomes. I'm saying this because I want to prevent another what's it called another problem from a person's life, basically. I want them to learn to be grateful that however hard it is, it will it, you still there still is light. The light is God has been with us every day. You just haven't noticed it yet. I want you to think this. God has the chance to left you all that time. But he didn't. He stayed with you until the end. That's why you should, what's it called? I forgot. Damn, what should I say again? That's why you should return to him. I've been dealing with some problems, with some stuff, right? But after hearing that, I became more enlightened, even after like all what I've been through. And I'm sure you guys can do the same. I'm sure you guys can adapt better than me. I'm sure you guys can learn better than me. And I'm sure you guys could, be better than what you are currently. I'll end this video now, and I'm happy to share this. I hope you guys learned something from this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys later, and I hope you guys have a great day, a great night, or a great time in general. Alright, see you guys later, I guess. Bye.